I know I haven't uploaded in about a week, I want to say. Maybe a week and a half, I'm not too sure. I've been really busy with stuff. School's finishing up. I've been sick. Uh, I've been buying new equipment, a new camera, a new microphone, new lights, everything. So hopefully, when the time comes, by New Year's, I hope where I have more of my non-review videos coming out, and it's more of a recap video instead. Uh, Hopefully, I have a lot more videos by then. I'm gonna try doing a lot of these reviews that I've been missing out on the past couple of weeks. There hasn't been too many big movies that I haven't reviewed, which is fine. I've also been catching up a lot. I've been trying to get to the 200 count for the year. I'm at 185. It is December 16th. I want to reach that 200. My goal was 50. I'm gonna get 200 by the end of this year, and I'm making it my goal by the end of next week. I hope to get to that 200. I think it's pretty easy, and there's a lot of good movies I haven't watched this year, so hopefully I do end up enjoying them. But we'll get to Silent Night, Deadly Night, which I am giving a 7 out of 10. This is a modern remake retelling of the 1984 movie with the same exact name, which I actually really enjoyed. I watched it before watching this one, and I don't believe I watched it prior. I know I've watched a lot of Christmas horror movies, but I don't think I've ever watched Silent Night, Deadly Night, the 1984 version. The first 20 minutes of that one, absolutely boring, absolutely slow, and it immediately kicks in probably like 20-30 minute mark, and it's just good throughout the entire way. Uh, and you know what? I was hoping this one was just going to be a really solid modern retelling, and it is. This is more of a supernatural take on the original story. Of course, there's some similar elements to the original, like Billy seeing his parents die to a guy shooting them in the car, and you have Pamela, and you have him working at a store, and he dresses up as Santa Claus and has that really weird Santa scene, which in both movies doesn't work at all. I don't know if you guys feel the same way if you've seen this movie. That Santa scene where he's dressed up as Santa Claus sitting on the chair. I understand he's not supposed to be fully himself, but it's just so weird that he's acting like he wants to kill everybody, and everyone, like all the parents and his boss and Pammy, are all watching him, and they're just like, "Oh man, he's doing a great job." And meanwhile, he's like staring at a kid, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you. What do you want for Christmas? I think I'm gonna stab you with this box cutter." Obviously, he doesn't do it, but both movies just do it so weirdly. Why is everyone okay with him acting so weird, and then everyone's like super impressed with him as well? Like, oh my god, he might be a better Santa than George. He might be the best Santa Claus we ever had. No, it doesn't make sense to me. It's really strange. A lot of the dialogue in this movie doesn't work for me, but it's okay because I think the story and a lot of the supernatural stuff worked out really well. The stuff with Charlie, I think, is great. Every time you hear, I can't recall who plays Charlie in this movie, but every time he talks, uh, it's just great. I love their little connection they have, Billy and Charlie, and I love that Billy just talks out loud to himself, instead of just them doing like this weird inside the head voice. He does what he does in the originals, where he's just talking out loud to himself, and he's like, naughty people. I love that, and the supernatural stuff just works really well. I like that he has these weird superpowers where if he sees someone, he can tell if they're naughty or nice. He has like a spider sense thing where he can sense someone naughty is nearby. I think all that's really cool. I like that they have those weird little flashback things where they show us what the person has done. Like you have George, who's killed his wife and stabbed her 25 times or something like that and hit her under the carpet. You have the Nazi lady, which there was a lot of weird discussion around when the trailer released for this movie. I thought the trailer hooked me. Apparently, killing Nazis is not a good thing anymore for movies to have, because everything that's Nazi related is now propaganda. So strange. What a weird discussion that trailer had. I don't know how you don't love movies that just have a bunch of people killing Nazis, and that whole Nazi sequence is fucking amazing. I love that this movie doesn't hold back on the gore. When the movie started, I was a bit nervous, because there was a few scenes where a lot of the kills are off camera, and I wasn't expecting a lot of great gore from this movie. I don't know if this was PG-13 or not. I mean, surely it isn't with what we saw because everything past the 10-minute mark gore wise is fucking fantastic. You have the axe in the head. The whole Nazi sequence is great, where all their heads are getting chopped off and they're getting sliced to bits, and the guy's guts are gushing out. You have why am I forgetting your name? The old lady just shooting a Mac 10 and just spraying every single one of her fucking buddies because she can't tell who's who. It's all great. I mean, all the kills in this movie are really, really fun. I love that he uses an axe instead of a gun and he's saying guns are for pussies. I think it's all great. Yeah, gore wise, horror wise, I think this does a pretty decent job. There's not many jump scares. I think the scariest part about this movie might have been the ball pit scene where they're helping the kids, even though it was very predictable and you knew something creepy was going to happen. I love that there's just a random ass ball pit in the floor with all these missing children, and they're pulling the kids out one by one. And Max comes out and takes Pammy and sinks her back into the ball pit. I wish they did a little bit more with that. I felt like that sequence was way too short. I think this movie's only an hour 30. They could have done this movie for 2 hours. They could have done this movie for an hour 45 even. There were just so much here, and that ball pit scene especially could have been way creepier. It just had Charlie doing a spider sense thing and saying to the left, use your box cutter and just stab him in the back. Don't use an axe. You're gonna be too sloppy. It's cool. Um, I don't know. I wish there was just a part where Charlie's spider sense wasn't working, but then that would have just felt so convenient to Max for surviving. Of course, you have all the scenes where Max just barely gets away off Billy's vision peripherals, and yeah, we're never able to find out whether Max is actually naughty or nice. And I'm happy this movie wasn't scared to just be like, yeah, he's a creepo dickhead. I was really expecting him to be like a secretly nice guy, and he does a lot of these lovely things. No, Max is just a creepy dickhead, just like everyone else that Billy murders. I love it. I love that there's no weird orphanage sequence in this movie. Like I said, a lot of this movie has there's a few similarities in this movie and the 1984 one, but a lot of the bad stuff from the original is taken out. Oh, this movie also does feel very modern because even though there is a sex scene, the sex scenes in the 1984 one are fucking insane, of course. I mean, they just had their titties out in every scene. There's a guy butt naked on a pool table. Uh, this movie has one sex scene and it's okay. I think the chemistry between Rohan Campbell and Ruby Maudline were fine. I wish it was a little bit better, but I think they did a good job. I love Rohan. I think he was great in why am I forgetting? Halloween. Was it Ends? I believe it was Ends. Halloween Ends. I think he was great in that. I love that he has almost a very one-to-one role in this movie, and I think he does a great job in replicating how pretty decent he was in Halloween Ends. So yeah, everything about this movie really solid. I think this is Mike P. Nelson's first horror movie he's done. I could be wrong on that, but I think he's done a really solid job here. Uh, Sorry, why am I forgetting the word? Holiday horror movies this year have been really, really special, and I think have done such an amazing job. I think Hard Eyes was great. I'll never forget watching it and being so in love with that. This was great as a nice Christmas horror movie. And then, of course, you had VHS Halloween for the Halloween season. I mean, it's just been such a good year for horror, despite so many, so many misses in the first half of the year. I think all around, horror's just been doing such a great job in this. I think this is sadly my last horror movie review for the year, unless I do a review for some of the movies I missed throughout the year. But Silent Night, Deadly Night, what a killer way to end the horror movie year for 2025. It's been great. Like I said, I will be trying to do more reviews right now. My equipment's coming in this week. You're gonna still see this weird, ugly camera and this weird, shitty lighting for the remainder of the week until my new equipment comes in. But I'm gonna have a new camera, microphone, everything. So I hope you stayed watching the channel, and I'm gonna be having a review every day for the rest of this year. And then when the end of the year comes, you will be seeing year in the review videos. Top 10, bottom 10, maybe. I don't know if I'll be negative this year. And I'm going to try to get some of your hot takes for 2025. If you haven't seen Silent Night, Deadly Night, I do recommend watching it. It's a very short watch, very well paced, and just a very good horror movie.